This weight loss journey is about Gino and his cousin Nico, but we'll start with Gino. Gino has no idea what he weighs. He wakes up every morning feeling like he lifted an entire planet before going to bed. He is aware that his body is giving up on him, but has no idea what to do about the situation. Will Dr. Now be able to help him through his weight loss journey? Let's find it. His story starts like this.
What hurts on my body the most is probably my back, knees, and feet. Overall, my back is the worst. Honestly, the most difficult thing about my day is probably taking a shower. Walking up the stairs feels like I'm carrying cement bags under me and I'm trying to lift them all up the stairs.
Jeez, he looks like an overinflated ball. What was Gino thinking, allowing himself to become this fat? Wow. He even goes on to say that the most difficult part of his day is when he has to take a shower. I would hate myself if I were to be in his shoes.
I just want to be full. And don't tell my mom, but I make the best eggs in the house. She's a good cook, but she's not me. I did go to culinary school, so I do know what I'm doing. But she, of course, still treats me like a little kid. I've been living with her off and on for 31 years now.
I can't be the only one who saw the amount of eggs he cracked and is about to fry. That's enough to feed a family of 8. I very much doubt this dude wants to be better with the way he eats. He can't even stand for 20 minutes without sweating and feeling like he is going to pass out.
Because I was heavy, my mother was heavy, my grandfather was heavy, and so was his father. So he was getting it no matter what.
I'm grateful for her, but my mom aggravates me sometimes. You want me to do them? Because the 4 can't fit in that pan.
I'm doing just fine.
It looks like we now know where his problem started from. Genoa's mom has always allowed him to eat whatever he wanted in whatever quantities. His mom even says that obesity has always been their family thing, so she's not surprised her son is this big.
Growing up, me and Gino, everyone always thought we were twins. We look a lot alike, and we've always been hefty. We always been by each other's sides. Like, he's my best friend. I love him. He's always been my best friend. He's my wingman.
Nico and I would have eating contests and stuff like that.
Jesus, that's a lot of food. And he actually intends on eating all of that? I am speechless. If only Gino had Dr. Now as his dad. There is no way on earth he is going to be this big. Dr. Now would most definitely not allow it.
It became something I needed in order to feel better emotionally. And by the time I was in the 4th grade, I was already 200 pounds. So after I got divorced, Mom ended up getting full custody of me and my sister. I did see my dad a little less. It was much different. The only constant was food. And by the time I was 13, I weighed almost 300 pounds.
Who wouldn't feel that type of way? Imagine not being able to fit into the desk that everyone fits into. That has to be the most embarrassing thing ever. What's even mind-blowing is the fact that he was already weighing 200 pounds as of when he was in high school.
After culinary school, I got a couple different jobs in a couple different kitchens. But I wasn't able to keep anything for very long. It was like the bigger I got, the more the kitchen couldn't hold me. And I just kept getting bigger. And then I suffered a really bad workplace accident where I blew out my knee on the job.
Did he just say there's no MRI machine that can feed him? Oh my goodness. It's even more annoying knowing that he has a problem with his knee and he still keeps eating so much. If he loves himself, he needs to see Dr. Now as soon as possible.
In my family, we never ran out of food. Here's cereal, your kind that you like. You ate the whole box I got you the other day? Oh, look at this strawberry fluff.
Here, I actually want this.
I actually want to try this.
This is just so annoying to listen to. It's as if his mom is the major reason he is this big. She never tells him no. Every time he wants something to eat, she always gets it for him. Does she know that lifestyle is killing him?
Nice, you didn't break the car or the curb, nice.
Gino, your bag's over there.
To get to Dr. Now on time, I have to do at least 8 hours a day. And that's a lot, but I'm hoping that once I rest...
Honestly, she should know better than to do that to him. I mean, that can't be surprising. Gino finally agrees to see Dr. Now, but it's a long drive to Houston. A couple of hours into the trip, he has to take a break because his back and spine feel like they are about to split into 2. I hope he makes it to the hospital.
I'm really excited.
We go, Juice.
I'm really excited.
We go, baby.
I'd like to meet him.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'm nervous. How old you guys are nervous?
There's one here and one there. Oh, no.
Well, this is the first day of the rest of your life.
After 6 days on the road due to Gino's condition, the family finally made it to the hospital. Those 6 days were the longest and most painful 6 days of Gino's life because all through the trip, his back felt like they were going to give up on him. Oh well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say.
I'm a little nervous because it's been a long time since I went and weighed myself. I don't want to see a huge increase in my weight. I think it's over 600.
Your weight is 684. And then we're gonna go to room 5 now.
Damn, that's a pretty high number.
Ouch! Like he said, that's a pretty high number. Gino finally checks his weight after a long time, and he apparently weighs almost 700 pounds. That's a lot. What scares me is the fact that he might not be able to find the strength and courage to lose all that weight.
And you, the cousin, don't think I'm forgetting you in this. Together with each other, how often you do that?
A lot. Every day. We have that deep culture of eating bad foods and just the bad habits.
Just because the food is there doesn't mean you have to eat it.
Right.
Dr. Now tells them that they need to cut down at least 60 pounds before he considers both Gino and his cousin Nico for weight loss surgery. I love how Dr. Now did not skip his cousin Nico. At least if Nico agrees to lose weight, it's going to be enough motivation for Gino to also lose weight. Let's see how they do.
There is cheese in here, but I don't think it's cheese for you.
It's fine. Just give me a couple pieces.
You can't use that cheese. It's not the low-fat one.
I understand that, but I wouldn't go over calorie if I use a slice. This isn't Russia. Mealtime with Mom, she keeps telling me the same thing over and over. And
Gino's mom is getting frustrated at the fact that her son doesn't want to follow the strict eating habit Dr. Now gave him. Every time she tries to tell him that he can't use a certain ingredient to cook, he just gets upset. Does he even want to meet his target?
that's how strong the bench is. Hope it's strong enough. Oh, yeah. I was holding those bows pretty nice.
This is strong.
Nice.
This thing's very strong. Just think, you were breathing harder than you are now walking to the bathroom a couple weeks ago.
At least, Nico is helping him in other aspects of losing weight. Nico believes that his cousin Gino is starting to shed weight, and that's a good sign. It's really nice to see that they're both doing what's good for their health. Hopefully, they keep it up.
Your weight is 629.
Yeah, baby.
Can step down?
That's pretty impressive. I mean, he is 5 pounds short of his target weight, but it's very impressive that he was able to lose some weight. Looks like he might be cut out for it after all. Is Dr. Now going to be impressed with his results?
Again! But first, our focus is on Houston. We're gonna do what we can to stay on track and find a spot to live. We've been looking for a place, but it's taking a little longer than we
Damn! Who knew they could play volleyball? Once again, I'm impressed by how much energy Gino and Nico are putting into getting better. It's surprising that they could do this all while and only waited till it was almost too late.
You know, adding more years to your life, and it's not like I'm going anywhere. I mean, we've been together like friends for 6 years. Like I trust the love that we have for each other. Like I don't think this is gonna break us. I think it's gonna make us stronger. It just, I hope this year flies by fast.
Yeah.
She has to be the best woman ever. Gino has a conversation with his girlfriend about moving close to the dock and how he doesn't want it to break up their relationship. Being the sweet woman that she is, she tells him it's all right. As long as he is getting healthier, things are going to be okay.
Hey, Gina.
Hey, Doc.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Well, it looked like you lost your weight and you're ready for your surgery.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, super. All right, we get started in a few minutes, okay?
All right, Doc, thank you.
All right.
Apparently, Gino meets his target for his weight loss journey and is ready to be operated on. His cousin sadly didn't meet the cut, and he has to work harder to meet his target. Dr. Now says that Gino's surgery is a high-risk one because he is still over 500 pounds.
We successfully completed a gastric sleeve on Nico. So now he and Gino have an important tool that will help him stay on track. Over the next month, Nico will be on a liquid diet like Gino, and he should lose at least 30 pounds in that time.
Patrick may weigh 657 pounds, but he has one thing going for him: his marriage. His wife Amanda is his caregiver, and they have a great relationship, but she's also the one who indulges his food requests, which makes him so unhealthy, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Can he meet his target for weight loss surgery? I guess we'll see. His story begins like this.
When I wake up and see daylight, I'm surprised to still be alive. Because my weight is killing me. When I first wake up, I pretty much dread it every day. I dread the first time I get up out of the bed, putting my weight on my legs.
Patrick still finds it difficult getting used to this life where he needs people to help him shower. 5 or 6 years ago, he did not need help, but his weight has grown almost exponentially since then.
I still try and do the things that I can do by myself. Now I'm so big. My wife, Amanda, She has to help me do lots that she shouldn't have to help me do.
Having to be helped each day, to not be able to do anything on your own, is extremely devastating. Unfortunately, Patrick cannot help it. It's like being a child again. But if you eat without a care in the world like a child, that's probably where you could end up.
They're hurting him really, really bad. So I try to help him get up in the morning and do whatever needs to be done.
That has to do it all for me. She's got to put my socks on. She has to help me put my shorts on, which is just humiliating.
So, what does our man Patrick eat after showering? Let us see if that contributes at all to his present situation.
I have addiction to food because nothing makes me feel as good as I do when I have food in my mouth.
Wow, that is a lot of food. Patrick knows that he is addicted to food. He says that this is partly genetic and because all his siblings are overweight. So in a way, maybe we cannot blame Patrick for being overweight. Anyway, Patrick is now on his way to see Dr. Now and see if he qualifies for weight loss surgery. Dr. Now has some pretty harsh questions for Patrick.
Think you're overweight like this.
Overeating? I eat too much.
You eat too much in one setting, or you eat too much all day?
I probably snack all day, but it's usually one big meal a day and then just snacking throughout the day.
Okay, that was funny, but it is also a bit sad because it shows quite clearly that Patrick's primary problems are his own doing. The baseball bat here is candy, and Patrick keeps smacking his head with it and still complains that it hurts. Well, it is going to hurt Patrick, but Dr. Now isn't done with his questions.
Amanda, do you work or you stay home with him?
I stay at home.
You stay home. So you said chips and candy. Who buys those? Okay. So the family enables you and gets you what you want. And you just sit around eating and you say you don't know what to do to get better and lose weight.
To Dr. Now, the solution is fairly simple. To Patrick, it is the hardest thing in the world. Patrick says he needs help to stick with healthy eating, but how much help can Dr. Now realistically offer when it comes to that? Anyway, Dr. Now does his best and gives Patrick a lifeline.
But if you don't follow it, there's not much we can do for you, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you some instruction what to eat, what not to eat. They're going to give you some instruction about exercise.
Well, it can be a very easy thing to do, Dr. Now, but it is a very hard thing for someone like Patrick to do. If he could simply follow a diet, he would not be on this show in the first place. Patrick did make some progress. He lost around 40 pounds. When he presented himself to Dr. Now, he was asked to lose another 100 pounds in the next 2 months.
Step up on the scale.
So that would put me at 516. That's not good.
So he lost a bit of weight, but instead of continuing on his journey, he went back and gained even more. You can already guess how Dr. Now will respond to this behavior.
How many hours did you have to drive?
About 11.
1 day or 2 days or what?
No, we just drive straight here.
Well, all that travel put a lot of strain on your body with your weight and your condition.
That is just it. The half-baked, half-good, quarter-sensible, and utterly pathetic excuses do not work. The problem was that our man Patrick was not eating right, and his excuses are simply not going to cut it.
Telling me you didn't follow the diet and you were sick, and why come in all the way to tell me that?
I don't know.
So what is your objective here? What do you expect that we can do for you?
But Patrick is not going to take all of this lying down. In fact, he becomes defensive and tells Dr. Now not to worry about doing any regular checkups for him, since there is nothing he can do about his weight.
But in the meantime, I don't have an answer for you. You have to figure that out. So get the updated blood work on you, see how bad you're
We don't need to do all that. You have no answers for it.
Answer for what?
You said you have no answers for it.
Well, if Patrick was that tired, he would have followed the diet plan and not turned up to the hospital with even more added pounds. But Dr. Now's words seem to have had an effect. It is a new day, and Patrick has decided to do something that shows his seriousness about losing his weight and getting healthier.
This month I decided to join a gym so that I can get a trainer and push myself even harder. It's a little scary and intimidating to go out and do something like this.
All right, yep, so we're pushing. There you go.
There you go, good.
All the way down to mat. Now we're gonna lean backwards and come back.
The gym was great. His trainer was really proud of him and how hard he worked at their sessions. Patrick worked hard at the diet and exercising for about a month and then went to a local clinic to see where his weight was at. Let's see what the scale says.
Okay, go ahead and step up on the scale.
At my last appointment, I was at 642. Dr. Now told me that I need to lose at least 80 pounds over the last 2 months. So if I made it to that, I'll be at 562 today.
While Patrick did not meet his goal, he lost 51 pounds and got below the 600-pound mark. This meant there was a huge chance that Dr. Now would approve him for surgery. All that hard work finally paid off. When he spoke to Dr. Now, he was told to lose 30 more pounds within a month, but Patrick could not do that. He could only lose 1 more pound.
Well, if you eat what you're eating, you're going to be the same weight. So what's the point of coming to Houston if you're not doing what you need and losing more weight?
I don't know.
So what is your objective moving in Houston?
Get weight loss surgery, lose weight. That's my objective, to lose weight.
Essentially, Patrick needs to pump those numbers up. Dr. Now says that Patrick must start thinking that the weight will shorten his lifespan. The good news is that Doctor schedules Patrick's surgery for a month from this meeting and says that if he loses those 30 pounds, he will go ahead with the surgery.
The pounds you should have to get surgery, you should be under 560 pounds. 563, so you lost 27 pounds, huh? All right, close enough. All right, we go ahead and do surgery, okay?
The surgery was successful, and Patrick finally got what he wanted after losing over 100 pounds in under a year. This means that with surgery and the same lifestyle changes, he could even start dreaming of living a normal life.
35 pounds. And after that, Patrick should lose 20 to 25 pounds each one until he gets close to his target weight. It took him a little longer, but he's down around 100 pounds.
Imagine how it feels to be scared of walking downstairs in your home because you're terrified you'll fall through the stairs. That's exactly how Syreeta lives her life. Today she is scared of falling through her home's staircase because she's too heavy, but tomorrow she could fall through the ground and find herself in a casket. She begins her journey like this.
I don't sleep well at night at all. I'm a night owl. I'm up constantly all night. I'm scared to sleep, if I could be honest about it. I'm scared that I'm not gonna wake up. I done had some health scares and...
She is not lying though. Her life is essentially an all-you-can-eat buffet of pain. She is so heavy that she is scared of falling through the floor. Her condition is so bad that she cannot stand long enough to have a shower every day, so she just takes a shower every other day.
So I try not to depend on my family so much because sometimes they enable me a little too much. So I try to depend on myself before I ask for help. My husband does a lot.
At least she has a husband who cares for her. Her husband says he knows that food is a coping mechanism for her and a crutch she uses to deal with her condition, so he indulges her food requests. He may be feeding her to death, and that is the worst thing a man can do to his wife.
Feel what you wanted. It's like peace and war. Do I want war or do I want peace? If I give in, I'll have peace. If I don't, it'll be a constant nagging about it.
Food fulfills me. It fulfills empty voids that...
Well, from the food she eats, we can see why Syreeta weighs 603 pounds. We all know that Dr. Now has a wicked tongue, but Syreeta hopes that this tongue does not lash her too much. But her hopes are in vain, because Dr. Now does not spare Syreeta at all.
When you eat food, do you feel comfort?
I do.
But do you feel guilty afterward?
Yes, I do.
So you have a cycle of going to food for comfort and eating what you know you shouldn't. So why haven't you made any changes to that cycle?
Earlier in the episode, Lawrence, Syreeta's husband, said that he mostly gives her the food she wants so that he can get peace. So what does Lawrence have to say about the claims that Syreeta bullies him so that he can feed her?
So what does he have to say about that? Am I right?
That's a good one.
Pretty much. He don't want to argue with you, right?
That's what it is.
After the meeting, Dr. Now suggests that Syreeta loses 60 pounds before she can get surgery. But does Syreeta lose weight needed to have that surgery? Does she look like someone who can do it? After 2 months, the results are in. She only lost 12 pounds.
What happened to the diet instruction we gave you? Did you read those papers?
I did.
How many times you read it?
I read it. Actually, I read it a couple times because I was showing...
A couple times. The deal was you read it every night.
Dr. Now gives her such a tongue lashing that she cannot help but cry about her weight and her efforts.
Be the solution for your problem. You know, instead of being 140, you're not 240, you're not 340, you're not 440, you're not 540, you're 591. So how long your body is going to tolerate all that extra weight that you're putting on there?
This means that it is back to the drawing board for Syreeta, and boy does she work hard at losing weight. She works so hard that by the time she gets back to old, good tongue-lashing Dr. Now, she's lost an incredible 59 pounds in total.
Well, it looked like you lost a little bit more weight this time.
Yes.
It isn't as much as it should be, but it is a good improvement, so I'm happy about that.
Before you get started, can I have your thing for a souvenir? I like the little jewelry.
What are you talking about?
She's trying to take your stethoscope.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that home with me.
Syreeta knows she has a long way to go, but somehow things got even worse for her. 4 months later, she'd gained 9 pounds instead of losing 25 pounds in 1 month. The horror, and she had such a promising future.
Back up a little bit. Okay, you think your weight isn't mostly about your eating habit?
I feel like I've been doing eating
That's
habits.
not the question. Just stick with the question. Don't go off.
Okay.
So, you think your weight has to do with your eating habit, correct?
Correct.
All things considered, that was not the worst tongue lashing we have ever seen from Dr. Now, but it still worked. Syreeta went to food therapy, did food journaling, and worked out, and by the end of the show, she'd lost a total of 97 pounds and now weighed 506 pounds, making her meet her target.
Gonna be a hard work that you need to stick with it, okay? All right, so keep up with the therapy and keep up with your healthy eating habit, and we'll see how we do in the next 2 months.
Imagine food being the only thing that makes you stand up from the bed every day. Well, that's David's life summed up. David has gotten so fat that he gets stuck while trying to get out of his vehicle. Ridiculous, right? At this point, the only person who can save him is Dr. Now. This is how his weight loss journey begins.
That's when my weight really been taking its toll. I take muscle relaxers for my back, and then heavy prescription pain pills. Probably like 8 different pills. Everything is such a struggle. Just painful to move around right now.
Hell no. Did you guys see how hard and how long it took him to get up from the bed? At some point, I thought he was not going to be able to stand up. Jeez. David, what have you done to your body? Does he even get out of the house?
Getting dressed, the hardest thing I do all day. But I have my foster mom, Robin, to help me when I need help. If it wasn't for her, I would have given up on myself by now. Hey, Robin, can you help me put on my socks?
David is part of my family, and I claim him as a son. You about ready for breakfast?
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness she is in his life. Imagine if he did not have her, his life would honestly be a mess. He even said that there was a time he fell down and was able to lift himself up. Bro, I would hate myself if that happened to me.
Eat as much as I could when a meal was given to me, because sometimes you wouldn't know you're gonna get fed again for days. Around the time I was 3, I got placed with a permanent foster family, the Nelsons. So the Nelsons wanted to adopt me. So I got adopted at 6, but my dad was kind of a scary figure.
That explains why he eats a lot. David has always been in foster care. His foster parents would always beat him, and he hated his childhood. The only thing that made him happy as a child was food. Being that he also wasn't eating well, he ate a lot because he never knew when next he would see his next meal. That is just sad.
Living with Robin is the best environment in foster care I've ever dealt with. She took me in as one of her own. When she introduced me, she said, "This is my son, David." She was always there. She'd help me with my homework, and I went down from about 350 down to 280 because she was making me go to the gym twice a day. And
that explains why his other foster parents kicked him out. Robin, his new foster mother, took him in and made him feel at home. She even helped him cut down some of his weight, but when he got into the university, everything went downhill. He started drinking and partying and adding more weight.
I wanted to see the United States, and I could afford to because when I was sleeping in my semi-truck, but at the same time, on an emotional level, but there's not a lot of things that brought me that much happiness. My weight built up to 800 pounds. And one day I woke up, I started thinking about suicide.
That must honestly be very sad. David says that he got depressed, and there was a time in his life that all he could think about was taking his own life. He had gotten so fat that he couldn't even do anything with himself. All he wanted to do was die. That must really suck.
And walking just a few feet, pretty painful.
All right, we'll stay out of the candy aisle. Don't be looking at the pizzas.
Get some eggnog.
That's not low-cal. I was nervous about going with David to the grocery store. It was good to get him out.
If we're being honest, David makes a lot of bad food choices. All he wants to eat is junk food and things that have very high calories, which aren't good for his health. He can't even walk 5 steps without taking a break. His mom needs to put a leash on his eating style.
Besides laying down, even sitting sometimes gets painful. My food problem is killing me by, weighing down my heart, and my back's already messed up. I live every day in despair. So it's time for me to...
I'm glad he knows this. He sleeps with oxygen because he has breathing problems, and he is scared that someday he might go to bed and not wake up the next morning. I think it's time for him to meet the doc. This has gone on for way too long. Unbelievable. Is he stuck? My goodness. David finally decides to make his way by to Houston, where he is going to meet Dr. Now. It's a long drive, so he decides to break the journey. Guess what? He can't get out of the vehicle.
Try that. It's gotta help.
It's been a little while since I weighed myself, and I know I've gotten worse since then. I just hope that I'm in the 600s. Ready?
You can step up on the scale. Your weight is 763.
Wow, he weighs 763 pounds? Damn, that is a lot. David was hoping that he wouldn't weigh more than 600 pounds, but sadly, his weight is way more than that. Slimming down from 763 pounds is not going to be easy. But first, let's see what Dr. Now has to say.
Days.
Yeah.
So, that's a big trip, and it's going to take a toll on your body going back and forth.
Right.
So it's going to be important you move down here, okay?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Well, I'm glad Dr. Now wants to help him. He tells David to lose 80 pounds in 2 months so he can meet the target weight for his weight loss surgery. Will he be able to meet the cut? I guess we're going to see. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got to where you needed to be mentally to start making the changes you need. So that's good. And I'm glad you lost 67 pounds.
Thanks,
But
man.
that's a starting point. But with your progress, this is what I will do.
Good one, David. After working hard to meet his target weight, he falls short, but just by a few pounds. Dr. Now tells him to move down to Houston, and if he is able to lose 30 pounds in a month, he is going to get his surgery done. David is doing really well, and it's impressive to see him work towards being better.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And I guess I'll just have to get back on track and lose the weight.
Yeah?
Yep.
You feeling pretty good about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. I can do it again, so I'll do it.
Okay, well, I'm sure the doctor will be coming in soon and we'll...
Oh, come on. David was doing so well, and now he goes on to add more weight, making Dr. Now cancel the weight loss surgery. Men, that's really disappointing for real. Let's hope he can work hard once again to meet his target and have this surgery done once and for all.
Have a seat right over there.
All right. Okay. Oh, man, what?
Welcome.
Seeing that David was still finding it difficult to meet his target, Dr. Now suggested that he go see a therapist, and maybe that would help with his ability to cut down his weight. So far, it seems like David has a lot bottled up in his heart. Would this be enough for him to get surgery?
And because of your progress, I'm going to give you an easy goal this time. This time I want you to lose 45 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, I'm going to approve you for weight loss surgery. You think you can do that?
If that person doesn't thoroughly clean me, then we have a problem. It's a routine. Wash, rinse, dry. Wash, rinse, dry.
It's really hard for Ashley to take a shower. I have to help her because if I'm not there, she has to ask her husband to do it, and she doesn't want to do that. I think Ashley deserves a better life. This weight problem has kept her from doing everything she wants to do.
Imagine not being able to comfortably lift yourself from the bed every morning, or on most mornings, you need assistance to get yourself up from the bed. Trust me, it's a very depressing feeling, and Jackie goes through that every single day. She wakes up and feels like she's carrying a planet in her stomach. Here is how her story begins.
In the cabin that they own. In this cabin, it's been very hard to take a shower in. This sticks out so far, like sometimes I have to keep the doors open.
But did not realize how bad her health was and how hard it was going to be for her to get around. For the most part, she's just not able to participate in those things that we enjoy.
I would honestly hate my life if I were in Jackie's shoes. It feels like she can't even do anything for herself. Her grandma even says that she never thought Jackie would ever end up like this. Thank goodness she had them around. Life would have been hell.
My grandparents, she's like the only person that I see regularly.
All right, Jackie. I think that's everything.
I love the taste of the food. All this looks so delicious.
It does. It smells so good.
There's so many flavors. It makes me feel happier. I've been this way my whole life.
One thing we can't deny is the fact that Jackie has beautiful people who love her. Her aunt basically does anything she wants. Jackie even mentioned that her aunt always wanted a daughter, and since she couldn't get one, Jackie became her daughter. Isn't that beautiful?
Then my father had a really big anger problem. He would get mad to the point where he was punching holes in the wall. And he was always yelling at my mom. And he was always upset that she was drinking.
That is just sad. Jackie says that her life was growing up with just nothing to write home about. Her mom was a drunk who could not quit, and her dad had anger issues. It got so bad that her dad would punch holes in the wall anytime he saw her mom drunk.
Getting a job at my size is hard.
But I eventually was accepted and got hired on
At a grocery supercenter.
And then I realized that was really hard, being always on my feet, and then little kids looking at you like they would point and laugh.
Eventually I got hired on for doing customer service, basically where I had to sit all day.
I mean, what was she expecting though? Being that fat and getting a job that needed her to always be on her feet was not going to be easy. But how long can she continue to struggle with her body like this? She's already over 600 pounds.
Lymph leaking out of her legs and then setting up infections, and that's kind of scary. If she doesn't lose weight within the pretty near future, I think.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is just heartbreaking. Her aunt says that she has been to the hospital twice for cellulitis, and if she isn't careful with the way she eats, she could lose her life in the near future. And yet, Jackie still won't stop eating. Doesn't she care about her health?
Because I'm at a point now.
Every day things are getting a little bit harder. My stomach is going lower and lower.
And even though
I'm trying to push past that,
I can see with my own eyes.
I'm not that far away from fully being shut in.
Finally, she decides to do something about her weight. After going through so much pain and taking the time to think about how things could get really bad in the long run, she decides it's time to take her health seriously. Let's hope she follows through.
It's going to be really painful, I think.
Take your time, baby. You got it, baby?
Yeah. Okay.
At some point, I wasn't sure she was going to fit into the car. How do you even watch yourself grow to this extent? But can you really blame her? She lost her parents at a very young age. Jackie and her granddad are heading to see the doc who's going to help her with her condition.
Sorry, I've been using baby powder.
Well, this is where your body stores that extra fat, make it heavier, and then pull more down. The only way to get rid of this is to lose some weight.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you can get rest. So what have you done to lose weight?
I've been going to a gym.
Exercise is not a factor in your weight loss.
Dr. Now could not have said it any better for real. When you get this fat, the gym can't do much, if we're being honest. If she really wants to cut down some of her extra fat before getting surgery, she needs to cut down her food intake. But can she? She's already 710 pounds for crying out loud.
Normally I set up the pre-made stuff on my weekends and then eat them throughout the week for my lunches. I get like mushrooms, tomatoes, carrots, and then I just stick them all together into the little Tupperware that I get.
Wow! Seems like Jackie is determined to get rid of the excess fat she's carrying. She stopped eating all the unnecessary junk she does and now adds a lot of vegetables to her food. Aside from that, she goes on walks with her aunt. She might make the cut for surgery after all.
And I want it to be a lot. And I'm scared of what happens if it's not.
Jackie Rogers?
Last time I weighed 689, and Dr. Now wanted me to lose 70 pounds in 2 months. So if I did that, I'd be down to 619 today.
Your weight today is 669.
Thanks. That's something, but it's not enough.
Like she said, it's something, but it's not enough. Dr. Now needs to get down to at least 619 pounds before he is ready to take her in for surgery. Checking her weight, and she's just a few pounds over 619. Will she be able to get to 619 pounds?
The scale was showing that I gained weight instead of lost it.
Yes, I can see that. You gained 17 pounds. Why?
Just with depression going on, and then
But I'm only giving you one more chance. If you don't lose your weight by the next appointment, then there is nothing more we can do for you. Okay, I'm gonna set up the psychotherapy for you.
Oh, he is pissed. Dr. Now is disappointed with Jackie. Instead of losing weight so she can meet the requirements for surgery, she's adding more weight. She blames it on the fact that her dad's burial date came up and it made her depressed. Well, doctor, Now doesn't care?
Jackie, you've had so much exposure to death.
I still don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward.
I see, the emotions there, but are you protecting me from the emotion, or are you protecting you from the emotion?
I don't want to cry.
You don't want to cry?
I feel embarrassed.
Okay. I don't think you should be embarrassed at all. Jackie, I would be worried about you if you weren't crying right now.
Now that's why she has not been able to bring herself to lose weight. She's been bottling up all her emotions. Doctor now referred her to a psychiatrist so she could feel better about herself and hopefully gain the confidence to work on herself.
She should be able to lose 15 to 20 pounds every month until she gets to her target weight if she stays on track. We still have a long road ahead with Jackie, but I'm hopeful we can keep her going and potentially make it to her target weight in the next 12 to 18 months.
Isn't that lovely? Doctor now was able to get her to cut down to a size where she could have her surgery. She finally gets her surgery done, and things are looking like they would turn out for the best.
It's been about a month since my surgery, and I'm doing really well according to Dr. Now. And Dr. Now says that's good, because my surgery weight was a little bit higher than what he usually sees. But I lost another 41 pounds since my surgery, and I'm really excited about that. Hello?
Hi, what time did Sharon say she wanted to go to that safari?
Here's Cynthia, whose weight is already above 600 pounds. Every morning for her felt like a scene from a horror movie. She would wake up with constant pains and body aches that left her unable to do anything, and her journey began like this.
When I wake up in the morning, I start hurting because the pain is intense. My ankles are swollen all the time. My body is pretty stiff because I haven't moved all night. So it's hard for me to walk. I try not to do a whole lot of moving around because sometimes when I do too much walking, I break out in hives on my leg.
That's a very horrible feeling, trust me. Having to be trapped in your own body, I would lose my mind if I were in her shoes. Her weight problem got so bad that even her family members started to feel like she was a burden.
Once I get out the shower, my daughter comes in and she'll clean out the back of my legs because my arms are too short to reach.
Mom, she tries to do everything. She tries not to be lazy. She tries to do a lot, but she can't.
You crying helps a lot. She is a 40-year-old woman in an 11-year-old's body.
Isn't Cynthia lucky to have such a sweet daughter? Imagine having to go through this all by herself. It would definitely have been crazy. But her weight problem didn't just start. Right from when she was in 5th grade, she noticed that she was way bigger than most of her schoolmates.
I was probably in like a women's 20 by the time I was in 4th and 5th grade. But my family never made a big deal about my size.
Size was something that was seen as, kind of a birthright in our family. We loved to eat. There was a kind of a running joke that if you were big, you were a Wells.
Of course, she was going to be bullied. Kids back in the day were never really nice to each other. Cynthia's weight was getting to her in all kinds of ways. The worst of them all was the fact that she could not play with her kids as much as she wanted to.
I just can't do much. So I have to watch from the parking lot. I can see the benches in the playground area, but they're too far for me to get to. And there's nothing between for me to stop and rest.
On a scale to 1 to 10, how much I would like my mom to be out here is 100. It makes me kind of sad seeing my mom standing by the car and she doesn't get to play with us.
This has to be every mother's nightmare. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend time with their kids? You know what was more annoying about Cynthia's situation? It was the fact that she couldn't stop herself from eating and adding more weight. Take a look.
I stopped to get a snack. Hi, I need 3 large jalapeno colache, 2 glazed twists, a donut hole, a small orange juice, and a large one. I am a special education teacher. And being a teacher requires being on your feet all day. Come on. But when I get to work, I can't even make it in the building into my classroom without stopping.
If she loves her body, she better slow down with all the junk she's feeding her body. After having several fights with her brother, Cynthia finally realized she had to find a way out of her situation. So, she paid a visit to Doctor. Now, and this was how the visit played out.
And I have some pretty unhealthy eating habits. I eat in excess if it's something that I really enjoy. I eat a lot of it.
So you don't get full?
I get full, but if it's something I enjoy, I'll just keep eating.
All right, anybody else in your family is overweight?
Everybody in my family is overweight.
He's not.
He is. He's probably the smallest one.
I mean, isn't he right? It's pretty incredible that she can take care of all her kids with her weight. Anyway, the doc told her that she had just 30 days to lose 30 pounds, or else he wasn't going to approve her to get her weight loss surgery done. Is she going to be able to lose 30 pounds?
24 pounds. I am 6 pounds short. I don't know how the doctor's going to react, but I hope at least he sees I'm trying. A little.
I'm still proud of you, though.
How y'all doing?
Good, and you?
All right, so you lost 24 pounds. Tell me about your eating habit and what changes you made.
Well, she sure didn't meet her target to get approval for her surgery. But was that going to stop her from putting in the work? Oh, you can bet it wasn't. She actually did put in the work, and guess what? She got her surgery done. But I must tell you, it was a lot of work for the surgeons.
Today we are attempting to perform a sleeve gastrectomy in Cynthia. We have to be very careful not to do anything to push her body over the limit, but we also have to work fast. Turn the room lights off, because the longer she's under, the greater the chances of a fatal event occurring. During gastric sleeve operation, we remove 70 to 80% of the stomach.
That was not a pretty scene. Oh well, she had a lovely surgery at the end of it all. All that was left for her to do was recover properly and try everything possible not to end up in her previous situation. Let's hope she can do that.
You can show me your scars?
I'm not finna show you my scars.
How is she doing? Because I'm only going to get a certain amount of information.
I mean, I'm good.
The worst pain that she has is probably when she sleeps, because she can't get comfortable.
Take the pain medication to help you relax.
Clarence, that's okay. Pain medication is not gonna fix me being able to sleep on my stomach.
If you think the previous case was horrible, wait till you see this one. Gary, a 32-year-old guy, can't stand up from his bed. Oh, you heard me right. Every morning, someone literally has to come and clean him up, bring him to do basically everything for him. I'm telling you, it's a situation that's worse than horrible. His story begins like this.
Sometimes when I wake up, I feel like getting up and going to the kitchen or hopping in the shower, but I can't do those things because I'm too heavy to get out of this bed.
I can't even get out of bed.
Alrighty then, Gary. I got this here.
How do you even watch yourself get to this level? I just can't understand it. This guy probably eats like 100 times in one day. Imagine if he did not have his doctors come around to help him out. I wonder what life would be like for him. It's unbelievable.
I was pushing 200 pounds. One time, I was overhearing everyone talking when they thought I wasn't home.
About how bad I was doing with my weight. It made me cry.
That's when I first remember eating purely for comfort. And that was when the demons inside me were unleashed.
At least we know where his problem started from. How do you weigh that much by the age of 10? Is that even possible? Gary says that his mom was the reason he turned out this way. She never controlled what he ate. If he wanted anything, he always got it, and sadly, in ridiculous amounts.
And I didn't realize it. I really didn't.
I stopped composing and arranging, and I started to lose sight of my regular life outside of using.
Whole pizzas back to back, 10 burgers in 24 hours. It was bad.
I mean, can you blame him for running to his mom and crying? If we're being honest, she's the reason for the whole thing. How do you eat 10 burgers in 24 hours? That is just insane on all levels. Aside from adding so much weight, does he know his heart has got to do extra work? That's just horrible parenting.
At least I did. Then it got to the point where I got too fat to be able to get out of bed. It's coming up on 9 months since that day, and I'm getting tired of spending all day, every day in bed.
My mobility has worsened.
He is one lucky young man. Yes, his mom was the major issue with him growing this fat, but we can't deny the fact that she loves her son. Even with his size, she doesn't stop showing him that motherly love. It's beautiful to see, but he needs to stop eating.
When I saw him bedbound for the first time, couldn't get out the bed, couldn't go to the bathroom, I was hurt, because I've been working with Gary for years, helping him with these type of situations. And
am I glad to hear that? He finally understands that if he goes on with his excessive eating, things are going to worsen in the long run. He decides it's fine to meet Dr. Now and see if he has any good chances of getting better. For his sake, let's hope Dr. Now says something positive.
It's time for me to change, and I'm willing to take the sacrifice of, not eating as much, to get better results.
And the only way that you're going to be able to lose weight and get out of the bed is going to be you to lift up your stomach to get out of this bed.
Right.
And if you don't get out of the bed, there's not much I can do for you.
Haha, better said than done, Gary. Better said than done. Of course, being unable to get out of the bed, he speaks to Dr. Now. Through his laptop, he tells the doc that he is ready to do whatever it takes to get better. It's not going to be easy, but let's have some faith in Gary.
But if you follow the diet and you're actually 745, then you should be in lower 600 in 2 months. And losing that weight and working along with PT should get you out of that bed.
Okay, right.
All right, Gary, we'll start you on the diet.
Ha ha! Am I the only one getting the feeling that he didn't like that? Dr. Now says he has to be able to get out of bed first before he is going to see him. The look on Gary's face did not look like he was excited to hear that. Well, if he wants to be better, he has to put in the work. But getting out of bed seems like an impossible task.
As you move your feet, that's it. Press down into the band like you're pushing on the gas pedal. That's it. There you go. And then push down. Good. I'd say his prognosis is great as long as we keep moving forward with the standing.
I honestly find it hard to believe that Gary is going to be able to get himself out of that bed. I mean, he hasn't moved in God knows how long. Getting him out and ready to work on his exercises is not going to be easy. At least he wants to. Let's see how far he can go.
Don't close your eyes. Hello. Shoulders back. He's strong. He can pull himself up in bed. He can lift his limbs. He can pull himself up on his feet. He has the motivation. He has like a positive.
Ha ha ha. He actually stood up. Impressive. Looks like he might have some hope after all. Even Gary could not believe he stood up. Yes. It was just for a couple of seconds, but at least he was able to get himself out of bed. In my books, that's progress. But it doesn't end there.
So what's going on with you? How is your ability to get out of bed and walk?
I can get out of bed, but to move my legs and to walk has been a very hard obstacle for me.
So how far are you able to walk with PT?
Dr. Now did not like that answer, that's for sure. Gary has not made much progress with standing and walking out of bed, and Dr. Now is not happy about that. He felt that by now Gary would be able to Kobe around, but sadly, that is not the case. It looks like it's not as easy as he thought it would be.
But you need to cut back on your eating habit and get your weight back down as much as you can.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Taking some steps.
Right, okay.
Yes.
1 month?
Yeah, 1 month.
Not 2?
No, 1 month. You're running out of time. And already gave you 2 months.
Does this guy even want to lose weight? Dr. Now initially gave him 2 months to meet his target, and he failed. Was he really expecting that he would get another 2 months? Newsflash, Dr. Now does not fool around. You're either in or out. No middle grounds.
This is the first time I had a change of scenery in a while.
That's it.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. But at least I'm in good hands. And I'm hoping, Dr. Now, let me come down to Houston. That's all I really care about right now. I'm just keeping my eyes on the prize.
I know you're speechless. Trust me, I also am. Look at how many people and all the stress it took to get Gary out of bed. Wow, I could never wish this on anyone for real. He is just fat. Anyway, Dr. Now is ready to see him. Now he has to travel down to the hospital. Can he make it?
Hey, Mommy.
Oh, okay. You getting ready to get your weigh in.
Yeah, excited.
You want me to hold your phone?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm here at the local clinic Dr. Now had me go to, and I'm about to find out my weight.
Now that is high. Even Dr. Now won't want to hear that he weighs that much. It's written all over his face. He is not happy at all. He thought that he would be way less than that. But what was he expecting? He hasn't stood up from that bed in months.
Hello, Dr. Now.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So we got you to the clinic. We shouldn't have had to get so much help for you. But they're going to run some tests on you and make sure there's nothing going on with you that's going to lead to a medical emergency soon.
Well, there you have it. Dr. Now is not happy about his progress. It even feels like he went on to add some additional weight. Is he going to be able to lose his weight? It honestly seems like he won't. He is wasting so much time.
And I'm nervous to find out if I lost weight or not. I was 764 pounds on my last weigh-in. So that means if I lost 70 pounds, I would be down to 694 today.
Okay, today you weighed 759.30.
A second time? He still hasn't lost weight? At this point, he might as well just give up. He has had so many chances to work on himself, and for some reason, it seems like he just can't make the cut for surgery. Well, let's hear what the doc has to say about his second failed attempt.
But that's a little progress, but...
Gary, just listen. When you're 759 pounds, 6 pounds is a fluctuation of weight. It's not weight loss.
I know, I understand.
Okay? So every time you step on the scale tomorrow, you may be 5 pounds over.
Well, you heard the doc. He is not happy about the situation, but but he decides to give Gary his third and final chance. It seems like the doc really wants him to reach his goal. I really hope he meets the cut this time.
Because I'm gonna do this no matter what, to make sure my legs are getting stronger and stronger, and so that I get better at walking. I know Dr. Now is not gonna give me another chance after this. It's do or die time. This is where I gotta dig deep and give it everything I got. Because if I don't, I can end up losing a lot more than a game.
Ow! Look at Gary go. He really is putting in the work. Looks like all the scolding Dr. Now gave him is starting to pay off. But is he going to make the cut for surgery this time around? Well, let's find out.
But I'm feeling good because this is the hardest I've ever worked. I got all kinds of weight loss waiting for me in the future. I just gotta get there first. And now's the time, so that's what I'm gonna do. My progress this year might not have been what it should have been.
Man, that is just discouraging. It's like every time he tries to take out the fat in his body, it just keeps coming back. It's almost impossible not to feel sad for him. You can see he wants to lose weight, but he just can't get himself to do it.
And this is going to be only until you refuse PT or skip PT, then we're going to stop at PT as well.
Well, I'll be working hard, so I'm gonna make it to Houston.
Well, if you work hard and lose enough weight that you can come to Houston without medical transport, then we'll work with you.
Most times, some of these guys never know how much damage or harm they bring to themselves, all in the name of satisfying a craving. They keep feeding their bodies with junk and eventually end up in situations that could almost end their lives. This was how Ashley R's story began.
I thought I would have my white picket fence, I'd have kids, but my life is nothing like that. It's a nightmare. My entire body is in constant pain. I'm completely miserable. It's a struggle to just move at this weight.
Do you need me to help you up?
I can't do anything on my own.
I mean, what could be worse than feeling the way Ashley R feels? No day went by in Ashley R's life where she did not shed a tear about how she looked. To make things even worse, she always had to ask for help whenever she wanted to do anything.
I cry in the shower because it's just painful. It is painful sitting there. It is painful holding myself up. It is painful when my mom scrubs my back.
It's really hard for Ashley to take a shower. I have to help her because if I'm not there, she has to ask her husband to do it. And she doesn't want to do that. I think Ashley deserves a better life.
Trust me, you do not want to find yourself in Ashley R's shoes. The funny thing about Ashley R's situation was the fact that when she was much younger, her parents noticed signs that she was going to have a weight problem. How did that happen? They noticed that Ashley R was the only chubby kid in her class.
But I always assume it's baby fat. You know, it's going to go away.
Back in the days, we didn't think that was something wrong with Ashley. We thought that was just part of life, that she was healthy and she was just loved to eat. We never thought that was going to be a problem later on in her life.
I gained some weight as I got older, but I really started to gain around 7th grade.
Wow, that must have been one hell of a traumatic situation. I mean, why would her uncle do such a thing? That's just sad. Moving on, when Ashley R met her husband at the time, how much she weighed didn't matter. But over the years of their marriage, things started to change.
What I really loved about her was her sense of humor, her charisma, her eyes.
We did things, it was like a normal couple, but each year I kept gaining more weight, so we had to stop our outings, we had to stop doing what we normally do because I wasn't able to do it anymore.
It's normal for every husband to take care of his wife, but in her husband's case, he might need to get paid because he does everything literally. What was even more annoying was the fact that, despite her size, she still couldn't stop eating, and this was the reason she gave.
I feel numb, and it's better than feeling stressed. Every time I get out of the car, my stomach is so large that it presses on the horn. I feel guilty for doing this to myself, and I'm ashamed of what I've become. I'm barely even making it to work at this point, and I know I'm not even going to be able to do this soon.
You don't need me to tell you how much she hates her body after that. Anyway, she finally made a bold step and decided to pay a visit to Dr. Now, even before she got to the hospital, she was already terrified of what the doc was going to say. Well, this was how her visit went.
So what seems to be biggest challenge with your eating habit?
I'm usually just snacking all day long.
So why are you doing that?
Because I'm hungry. I know I shouldn't eat like I do, but in everything I eat, I feel so guilty about eating it. You know, I know that I'm not supposed to be eating, sweets or sugary things, but I crave them, and at this point, I know that I need weight loss surgery.
That does not sound comforting one bit, but he had to be very sincere with her. She was killing her body with all the food she was consuming, and if she didn't stop, she was not going to make it to 40. Listening to all that, she put in the work and finally got approved to have her surgery.
Okay. All right, so you lost 54 pounds.
Yes.
So how is your eating habit now?
I measure everything, I weigh everything in ounces, make sure the portions are under control. I have more protein, and now I don't snack at all.
Okay, super. Ashley's done well this month. Losing 54 pounds has demonstrated that she's able to control her eating habit.
That has to be the best news she has heard in a long time. Anyway, the surgery day came, and Ashley R. had a very successful surgery. All that was left now was for her to heal and try to maintain a healthy life. But for Ashley R., it wasn't as easy as she hoped it would be.
It's been hard trying to walk again, but you gotta walk through the pain. I feel like my stomach's like compressed like this, and when I stand up, it slowly releases.
That's good.
It's just, I guess, baby steps at this point. I wish I had my entire family here, but I have Daniel next to me.
Thankfully, she has her husband by her side to help her make a quick recovery. Imagine her having to go through the healing process alone. She would have lost her mind. Even after the surgery and drastic weight loss, Ashley R. still had issues with her eating habits.
So welcome to my office. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your situation and how you ended up here.
Well, I mean, I've been battling with my weight my entire life, and I had weight loss surgery.
Okay. How's it been for you since the surgery?
I feel like I'm disappointed in myself and my body and the way that I'm recovering, because before my surgery, I was exercising and I was so energetic.
Sure.
And now I'm just really uncomfortable with the nausea and the fatigue.
When I wake up in the morning, my first thoughts are a combination of disgust at how my life is now and shock that I was even able to make it to another day, because every minute of it is a struggle now.
I'm not living a life, I'm just existing. I just hate waking up and being in my skin. I really hate being this size.
Nathan wakes in a room that already feels heavy, long before he tries to stand. At 35, pain taps him on the shoulder before his eyes even open, reminding him of the wound that never stops burning. He avoids the scale the way some people avoid bad news. Not knowing feels safer than seeing the number. His world has shrunk to breathing, shifting, enduring, yet somewhere beneath the hurt, a tiny, stubborn part of him keeps whispering that stories can change and that this might not have to be the last chapter.
Because my weight pushes the air out of my body. So I started sleeping in my chair, but I hate that because it means that I can't sleep by my wife, Amber, and she's usually gone by the time I get up. She's a school teacher and so am I. I teach theater, but I've been on medical leave for a while now. Move.
By the time morning settles in, Nathan is tired down to his bones. There's no position that gives relief. Chairs dig into him, and even resting makes his joints complain. Work, friends, the easy rhythm of going out and coming home. Those live in his memories now. Medical leave has turned the house into both shelter and cage. His dogs pad around him, still expecting walks that leave him shaking and winded after only a short distance. Every attempt to join the life he once had reminds him how far away it's drifted.
Sometimes I don't get as clean as I want to. Sometimes my wife has to help me, but when she's gone, I try to do it on my own.
Some of the things that I do, Nathan specifically asked that it not be mentioned, because I do things that not even a wife should have to do.
On his leg, the damage is impossible to ignore. Swollen tissue has opened into a wound that leaks and burns, demanding a careful ritual each day. Clean, dry, wrap, hope. He's embarrassed by it, yet he can't look away. It's his body spelling out consequences in painful detail. Sleep comes in broken pieces because the throbbing never fully quiets. His wife steels herself to help, even when the sight makes her chest tighten. That injury isn't just skin deep, it's a living symbol of how close he's been edging toward danger for far too long.
There isn't a moment where I'm not craving something to eat. No matter what I'm facing, food will make it better. Food is my relief and my comfort, and it's what I constantly want. Food is the only thing in the world that doesn't talk back unless it gives you acid reflux.
Food, for Nathan, is less like a meal and more like a dimmer switch on his feelings. When everything inside him flares too bright, shame, fear, grief, eating turns the intensity down. For a few minutes, bites of something familiar build a small, quiet room in his mind where he can rest. But once the taste fades, the walls crumble and the guilt rushes back in. He isn't unaware of what's happening. He sees the pattern clearly and still reaches for it, the way someone grips a fraying rope because it's the only one within reach.
But the downside of that, obviously that led to me putting on weight. I didn't realize it at first, but in junior high when I was 13, that's when the bullying really started because of my weight, because I got up to over 250 pounds by then.
Growing up, Nathan learned early that food came with feelings attached. Birthdays meant spreads on the table, bad days meant takeout, sadness earned second helpings. It wasn't just nourishment, it was language. Then schoolyard taunts twisted that language. The same things that once meant comfort became the reasons kids laughed at him. Instead of letting go, he pulled food closer, using it as a soft barrier against cruelty. Years later, that barrier has thickened into walls, leaving him protected from some hurts, but cut off from the easy, unthinking way other people move through the world.
From the first time I saw Nathan, I could see what made him special. He's a great person. He is an amazing theater director. He is an amazing teacher. And having similar backgrounds with food was something I saw as a positive back then.
When his first chance at surgery slipped away, it felt to Nathan like a door slamming shut on everything he'd hoped for. Motivation drained out of him, and he drifted back toward what he knew best: eating, zoning out, pretending tomorrow would somehow feel different. Through all of it, his wife stayed, cooking, cleaning, steadying him when he couldn't steady himself. Somewhere along the way, their shared meals turned from joy into ritual, a way to feel close while avoiding harder conversations. Love was still there, but it sat beside habits quietly pulling them under.
So now I'm at the point where I'm 600 pounds and I have a huge lymphedema mass on my legs that pretty much keeps me stuck in my chair all day, every day. I wanted to be a good father to our kids just as much as I wanted to be a good husband to Amber.
Slowly, the strain in their home starts to show. His wife speaks softly at first, then with more urgency, about feeling like she's watching him disappear in slow motion. The house that once held laughter, shows, and late-night snacks now feels quieter, as if everyone is waiting for something to break. Nathan can sense her pulling back emotionally, not because she loves him less, but because she's scared. That fear lands heavier than any diagnosis. For the first time, he realizes that if he stays where he isn't the only one at risk.
Being able to have, I guess, an intimate relationship, not like a sexual relationship, because Nathan and I have never.
Hey, look, they have croissants too.
Huh?
You like croissants, don't you?
She carries her own battle on her frame, already weighing 400 pounds and painfully aware of where that road leads. Watching Nathan struggle is like seeing a warning written in her future. She loves sharing meals, conversation, little comforts, but she's terrified that the same habits could bury them both. Their marriage starts to feel like two people clinging to each other while standing in water that keeps rising. She doesn't just want him to get better, she needs his recovery to light the way for her own, because their paths are tangled.
Nathan has struggled with his weight since I've known him. Even early on, I saw how he ate, and I remember they had just moved down here, and he got up and made breakfast one morning for himself.
With her mother's help, she finally persuades Nathan to make another attempt at change by seeing Dr. Now. Agreeing is one thing, getting there is another. The drive to Houston turns into a test all its own. Every bump in the road sending pain through his body. Hours stretch long, but beneath the discomfort, determination roots itself. His family watches from nearby seats, hoping this isn't another loop in the same old cycle. Nathan knows now that this journey is less about distance and more about whether he'll choose to keep going.
He either does this and hit his goal to show me what I need to see from him, or weight loss surgery won't be enough because it will ultimately fail if he isn't willing to do at least his part.
In Houston, the hospital scale no longer feels like an enemy he can avoid. Nathan steps on and finally hears the number, 607. It's sobering, but this time, the truth comes with a plan. Dr. Now outlines a new structure: measured meals, careful movement, firm boundaries. 60 pounds in 2 months becomes the marker between possibility and decline. The expectation seems enormous, yet strangely clear. This isn't about impressing anyone. It's about proving to himself that he can move in a different direction before his body decides for him that time has run out.
I don't even know how far we walk.
About 1/8 of a mile.
We can turn around if you
No,
need
go to
to.
the stop sign. I'm good. It hurts.
I try to walk every day for like 20 to 30 minutes.
Back home, he begins to build a new rhythm. Walks that once felt impossible become part of the day, his wife pacing beside him, counting steps instead of calories. The changes aren't dramatic, but they're consistent. A different grocery list, smaller portions, fewer late-night binges. She watches his effort with cautious optimism, almost afraid to hope too loudly. Nathan, for his part, notices something unexpected. Each small success quiets the urge to give up. The question hovering over everything now is whether these early shifts will hold when the first rush of determination wears thin.
I think I have a good chance at it today. At the last appointment, I was 607 pounds. And Dr. Now told me to lose at least 60 pounds in 2 months. So that means I need to be under 547 pounds today.
At his next appointment, the scale finally delivers news that feels like a reward instead of a reprimand. Nathan hasn't just met the 60-pound target, he's passed it, losing 72. Relief moves through the room like a breeze. His wife's eyes fill, and he lets himself relax into a real smile. For years, every number felt like proof that he was failing. Now, for once, the math is on his side. The loss doesn't fix everything, but it proves something vital. His effort can still change the story his body tells.
So I think the dynamic of household will be better if you both are working to get healthy together so that both of you are in the same situation with the eating habit and able to manage it together.
Later, when Dr. Now tells him he's officially approved for surgery, the words land with a weight entirely different from the pounds he's been trying to lose. Nathan feels years of shame, fear, and disappointment loosen their grip all at once. His wife holds on to him, both of them exhausted and relieved. This moment isn't a finish line, it's a doorway. The version of Nathan who had given up is fading, and in his place stands someone willing to fight. For the first time in a long time, tomorrow feels reachable.
I'm gonna start a chart on you, okay? And we check your weight and all that.
That's if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you want, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do that now.
Joyce's mornings have turned into a ritual no one would ever envy. Bathing, once a mindless part of life, now happens in slow, delicate steps as Dawn washes her carefully, drying every hidden crease with a hairdryer to keep moisture from turning dangerous. Her body feels less like a home and more like a cage she can't climb out of. Every attempt at care reminds her of the freedom she's lost. What should bring comfort instead brings embarrassment, leaving her fighting through shame, exhaustion, and the sinking realization that her independence has slipped through her fingers.
In the morning, help her go to the bathroom. And then I bathe Joyce probably 2 to 3 times a week. It's a very long process, and by the end of it, Joyce and I are both exhausted.
The roots of Joyce's struggle reach back to a childhood marked by betrayal. At 8, she faced alleged abuse from her stepbrother, a burden she carried alone until she finally spoke up, only to be met with her mother's chilling indifference. Shuffled off to her grandmother's home, she learned early that love wasn't guaranteed and safety wasn't promised. With no one to protect her, she turned to food, the one thing that never ignored her pain. Each meal softened the hurt. Each bite felt like shelter. Over time, comfort eating hardened into armor, shielding her from a world that failed her.
When I was 8, my mom and stepdad left my stepbrother to babysit me. I went to sleep and I woke up with him sitting on my bed and he was rubbing my back. And that is the initial memory that I had for years upon years upon years.
This moment reveals the painful contradiction at the heart of Joyce's relationship with her mother. She arrives carrying an overwhelming amount of food, setting it down like an offering, only to criticize Joyce for eating it moments later. Her actions fuel the very problem she condemns, turning concern into a twisted form of control. She claims to fear losing her daughter, yet contributes to the cycle pushing her toward danger. What Joyce receives isn't support, it's sabotage masked as care. Each oversized meal becomes another step backward, delivered by the person who should have protected her, not enabled her collapse.
I know my family and Dawn are all worried about me too, and they don't think I'm gonna make it much longer. But just like me, they keep doing what they've been doing and help me eat the stuff I'm not supposed to have now. And I know when I do that, my mom's judging me when I eat a lot.
When Dr. Now enters the room, everything shifts. Joyce insists she barely eats, but he cuts through the claim with unvarnished truth, pointing out she's consumed more than her body can handle for years. His directness isn't cruel, it's necessary. For too long, people around her have softened reality, allowing excuses to grow stronger than progress. His approach is the first real interruption to that pattern. Instead of reassurance, he gives clarity. It's uncomfortable, even jarring, but it's the first time someone refuses to join the illusion and instead holds her responsible for the life she's fighting against.
It's hard for me to take a deep breath right now.
Okay, let me listen to your lungs. Take a deep breath. All right. The good news is you don't sound like you're in any sort of respiratory failure right now.
Resistance shows up immediately when physical therapy begins. Surrounded by people trained to help her recover, Joyce still refuses to engage, insisting she can't breathe well enough to move. Dr. Now responds with sharp logic. Losing weight would ease her breathing, not worsen it. But addiction built over years doesn't surrender to reason. Joyce claims to be trying, yet her effort stops at the edge of discomfort. She wants the result without enduring the struggle. Her behavior puts addiction on full display: avoidance, denial, and the stubborn refusal to let go of the habits slowly destroying her life.
You're still not doing everything you need with physical therapy. Why is that?
I really am trying, but my breathing is still a struggle. And sometimes with physical therapy, it gets a little...
Get short-winded?
The moment the scale shows a 58-pound gain, Joyce launches into a dramatic crisis, gripping her chest and insisting her heart is giving out. But the timing feels too convenient, more like a performance designed to redirect attention than an actual emergency. It's an attempt to shift focus from accountability to sympathy, turning distress into a shield. This isn't cruelty, it's desperation. She doesn't know how to face the truth, so she plays a role that's familiar. Beneath the theatrics is a woman terrified of change, clinging to anything that keeps her from confronting reality.
I'm sorry, I can't do this, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it back in the taxi like I did. The car ride was too many, and I think I need to go to the hospital. I mean, I don't have the ability to walk.
Dr. Now, however, refuses to be swayed. He calmly explains that every test shows her heart and lungs are functioning normally, leaving no medical explanation for her dramatic display. With her excuses removed, he delivers a final ultimatum. She must lose 50 pounds in a month without relying on hospital support or transportation. It's the last opportunity he's willing to offer. The safety net is gone. The room for excuses has run out. From here on, Joyce must choose whether she will fight for her life or continue down the path she's defended for years.
I'm feeling quite a bit better now that I'm laying down.
Well, as you know, all your tests are looking good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you're not having a heart attack or dying.
Okay, well, I'm very relieved.
This therapy session could have been a breakthrough. Joyce sits across from her mother, the same woman whose silence during her childhood trauma left wounds that never healed. She finally has a chance to speak the truth aloud, to release what she's carried for decades. But instead, she retreats, insisting she doesn't want to disturb the fragile peace between them. The therapist recognizes instantly that this isn't calm, it's avoidance. Joyce has spent a lifetime swallowing her pain to keep others comfortable. Real healing requires honesty, yet she still can't bring herself to confront the past holding her captive.
And so opt out of that. Take that out of the way you two communicate with each other. So Joyce, I know that you've shared feeling very alone and isolated as a child and feeling as if your mother was not attentive to you.
3 months later, the predictable outcome arrives. Instead of progress, Joyce returns heavier, 12 more pounds added to a year already marked by stalled efforts. She quickly insists the scale is wrong, clinging to denial even now. Dr. Now doesn't argue. He simply ends her program, his patience finally exhausted. After 12 months of chances, nothing has shifted. Not her habits, not her outlook, not her accountability. Joyce's final remarks deflect blame onto everyone else, sealing the tragedy of her journey. Instead of redemption, she chooses refusal, showing how powerful denial can be when someone isn't ready to change.
We got you medical transport here because you're still not walking like you need and making progress with your activity. And on top of that, in the last 3 months, you gained another 12 pounds instead of losing any weight, much less the 150 pounds you should have.
Zalen's world has shrunk into a loop of exhaustion and misery. At nearly 600 pounds, she describes her days not as living, but simply getting through them. She eats, stares blankly at the TV, then drifts into sleep, cycling endlessly with no relief. Even standing feels like punishment. Her body trembles, her joints flare, and each movement steals her breath. The strain shows in her expression, worn and defeated. Her own body feels like a trap tightening around her, leaving her silently longing for a moment of ease, a break from the constant ache that rules her life.
I don't do anything. My days are filled with eating and sitting on the couch, eating, taking a nap. I probably watch 7 or 8 hours of TV a day. This is no life. All right. When I stand up, it's really, really painful.
Her struggle didn't appear out of thin air. It grew from childhood wounds. Instead of encouragement, her mother offered criticism disguised as concern. She told young Zalen that bigger kids didn't deserve nice clothes and even banned her from licking envelopes, convinced the glue would somehow make her gain weight. It sounds ridiculous, but the emotional impact was anything but. Food became something confusing, both comfort and punishment. Her mother's obsession with weight sowed seeds of insecurity that grew into a lifelong battle, shaping the very relationship with food that now threatens to consume her entirely.
Circling clothes that I would like to have to go to school in, and my mom would say that those aren't the kind of clothes that fat kids wear to school. My mother wouldn't allow me to lick envelopes or postage stamps because she thought they had calories. Being fat for my mother.
Then there's Gareth, her husband, who doesn't just enable her habits, he thrives on them. He openly admits he was drawn to her because of her size, describing her as comfy and soft, as though she's an object rather than a partner. Her pain, fear, and health risks barely register for him. What matters is that she stays large enough to satisfy his preference. It's breathtakingly selfish, and dangerously so. His fantasy of having a queen of big women could cost their daughter a mother, turning his desires into a direct threat to Zalen's future.
When I first met Zalen, it was her size that attracted me to her. But now she's gotten so big, it's impossible for us to do anything. And I guess you just gotta be careful what you wish for.
Driving is a little difficult. I went from first to third. The second doesn't really fit with my thigh.
When Dr. Now steps in, the illusion evaporates immediately. Zalen arrives believing surgery will magically erase her cravings, but he shuts that idea down instantly. His message is clear. The procedure isn't a cure, only a tool, and the real work includes rewiring the way she thinks about food. He slices through every excuse with sharp, direct honesty. Unless she's willing to confront the mental and emotional patterns that fuel her addiction, the surgery won't save her. His approach is firm, even jarring, but it's exactly the clarity she needs in the middle of the chaos surrounding her journey.
No, that's not gonna happen. How many times you eat in a day?
As many as I can. I feel like I have a hole in my soul and I'm trying to fill it up with sugar.
Charlie need to lose weight, but I'm concerned.
Here comes the pivotal moment of tough love. Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat anything. He lays out an ultimatum that hits harder than any lecture. Before he'll even consider surgery, he wants to see Zalen lose 20 to 30 pounds on her own. This isn't optional, it's a test. He needs to know she's willing to fight for her life before he risks performing a major operation. It's the first time she's truly challenged to take control rather than rely on hope alone. For Zalen, this becomes the moment she must prove she's ready to break the cycle.
You have to cut the calorie count down. But the key issue with it will be that you only eat 2 or 3 times a day, no snacking in between. If you don't adjust your mindset, this bypass is gonna fail.
This is the moment everything cracks open. Sitting with the truth laid bare, Zalen realizes her husband's affection has always depended on her remaining dangerously obese. He even admits he may not have married her if he'd known she'd ever want to change. The weight of that revelation hits her deeply, recognizing that his desire for a bigger wife could leave their daughter without a mother. The tears that follow aren't dramatic or forced. They're grief, disappointment, and clarity all at once. She finally chooses her own life and her daughter's future over his damaging demands.
But I don't think he actually thought I was going to go through with it. Pajamas? Check. He says, I married you 10 years ago and you were a happy fat girl, and I was happy to marry a happy fat girl. If you'd have told me 10 years ago I was marrying an unhappy fat girl, then maybe I wouldn't have married you. It's really hard to talk about Gareth because, you know, he wants a fat wife. He wants what he's physically attracted to. That's what he wants. He has a physical preference for his sexual needs.
This is the shift we've been waiting for. Instead of staying trapped in old routines, Zalen makes a powerful move and hires a personal trainer. She's likely the largest client he's ever worked with, yet she shows up ready to push through every challenge. She sweats, struggles, and keeps going anyway. It's proof she's not just dieting, she's rebuilding her entire life from the ground up. Every deliberate movement signals a new mindset. The surgery is no longer a shortcut or wish. It's a tool she's finally earning through grit, determination, and genuine effort.
I'm excited about seeing this trainer.
Then comes the setback, one that stings more than she expected. After months of effort, she steps on the scale in Dr. Now's office and discovers she hasn't lost a single pound, not one. The culprit? Her quiet habit, diet soda. She tries to brush it off as harmless, but Dr. Now isn't fooled for a second. It's a jarring reminder that addiction finds loopholes anywhere it can. You can't outsmart the process or negotiate with it. The question is whether this disappointment becomes her turning point or just another detour she'll try to explain away.
Are you gonna look? Nope, I'm not looking.
You haven't lost any weight. How many times are you eating?
3, sometimes 2 times a day. No snacking.
What are you drinking?
Water. Maybe I have a Diet Coke.
Diet Coke?
Once a week, maybe.
Diet Coke is not recommended after bypass surgery.
And then, just when you hope for it most, we see a beautiful beginning. A year ago, she watched her daughter play from behind a fence, too immobile to join her. Today, she slips into jeans for the first time in 7 years and climbs onto a horse, something she never dreamed she'd do again. It's more than a milestone. It's a declaration of freedom. Her journey wasn't only about dropping weight, it was about reclaiming experiences stolen by fear, trauma, and a suffocating marriage. The woman she once was is gone, replaced by a stronger mother rewriting her life.
It's been like 7 years since I've worn a pair of jeans. Moving, babes, please.
I'm really excited to go riding horses with my mom today.
This journey is a long, long road, but hello. For Hannah, you just licked me. I feel like we are on the right path.